Hello, do you want to be an entrepreneur? Well, what a question. Who doesn't want to be an entrepreneur? Everybody want to do good in life. Everybody want to set up an business empire. Everyone would like to create their own niche in life through which they are recognized, rewarded, as well as felicitated. It's a natural human quest. But have you ever realized that why very few select people, less than a percentage of people, are successful entrepreneurs, and why others work for someone else's entrepreneurship? I have had an opportunity to study very closely the life, the upbringing, the struggle, the successes, failures and highs of several hundred of successful entrepreneurs. When I look at their life in a summative and cumulative way, there are 10 principles that stands out, that makes one person so different, so successful, and highly recognized entrepreneur in comparison with the rest of the herd or rest of the masses. I call these 10 principles as 10 spiritual laws of entrepreneurship. And what are these 10 spiritual laws of entrepreneurship? The first is the law of abundance. As an entrepreneur, we must realize, recognize, and accept that the cosmos has enough for everyone. So there is no competition. The only competition that probably could be is with you as to how much you would like to fetch from that abundant wealth that is present in multitude of forms in the nature. Now once that gets fixated, that gets accepted, making further progress becomes much more easy. So the first law of being a truly entrepreneur is accepting the law of abundance. Sequentially following to the law of abundance is the second law, the second spiritual law of entrepreneurship, and that's law of attraction. You can attract whatever seems to be impossible to the others to be achieved by an individual. You can attract anything that you can think of. Well, therefore the law of attraction states that what you think is what you will be. What therefore you shall sow is what you will reap. So think good about yourself. Think prosperous. Think wealthy of you being, irrespective of in whichever state that you are. So the second most important spiritual law of entrepreneurship is law of attraction. The third spiritual law of entrepreneurship is what I call as a law of creativity or law of realization. You can make anything happen. That's a basic assumption for this particular law. If you want to build a building which is 150 story, you could do so. If you want to have a flight into galaxy, you could do so. If you want to stay underneath the amazing ocean, you could do so. If you want to find a medicine or develop a medicine for an incurable disease, you could do so. You have that power to create what you think is impossible today. But as long as what you believe into, if you can believe, there is nothing that you cannot co-create or create, either single-handedly or through your team. And therefore, the third spiritual law of entrepreneurship is law of creation or creativity or law of realization. However, you cannot create something unless you don't understand the most important, most basic, but most ignored law, the spiritual law, and that is the law of empowered self. In order to create these things, in order to attract abundance, you benefit from abundance, benefit from the law of attraction, the law of creativity, you got to empower yourself. You got to feel as an empowered individual. So the fourth law, spiritual law of entrepreneurship, is law of empowered self. You have all that it needs to be successful in life, to achieve anything and everything that you want to achieve in life. And therefore, feeling empowered, feeling that sense of self-genuineness is crucial. Feeling that sense of self-love, self-confidence, self-discipline, self-esteem, and self-awareness are crucial to any individual's success in life. May it be an entrepreneur or may it not be an entrepreneur. They are equally truthful for a businessman as well as to a saint. And therefore, the fourth most important law is law of empowered self. But then, simply being empowered doesn't help. You can only create a passion if you can dream of something. And therefore, the fifth law of spiritual law of entrepreneurship is law of unlimited dreams. Because it is a dream that will give you the vision, that will create a passion for, that will create a purpose of life for you. So law of unlimited dreaming will also give you the purpose of life. It will give you vision, it will give you mission. Mission can be broken down into goals, and the goals will help you to take appropriate action in a disciplined manner. So believe that you can dream anything and everything in a most unlimited manner, and whatever you shall dream will come true. You do have all that capacity and capability to bring it into reality. So the fifth law, spiritual law of entrepreneurship, is law of unlimited dreams. And that takes you to the subsequent laws, and they are very interesting. Oftentimes we dream a lot. Well, but dreaming alone doesn't help you. So therefore, the next spiritual law of entrepreneurship is law of planning. And the planning has to be meticulous, because time is of essence. If you cannot run a race against the time, you got to run the race with time. And therefore, proper, thoughtful, in-depth, meticulous planning is the key to one's success. And therefore, the sixth law of spiritual law of entrepreneurship is the law of planning. Now, naturally, the seventh spiritual law of entrepreneurship is law of action. You may dream, you may believe into the law of attraction, you may feel self-empowered, you may believe into law of natural abundance, but unless you don't get up from your seat and start working for your dreams as per the plans that you have planned, you are not going to go anywhere. And therefore, the seventh most important law, and to this I call is an active spiritual law of entrepreneurship, and that is the law of action. Now, what separates from successful individual or successful entrepreneur from the so-called unsuccessful individuals or unsuccessful entrepreneurship? The entrepreneurs have an innate quest to share, serve, and give. And therefore, the eighth spiritual law of entrepreneurship is the law of serving, sharing, and giving. You create something, you build something because you want to share with others. You want to serve the humanity at large. You want to serve the human values. You want to uphold those human values, and you want to give to those who don't have enough or who are less blessed than you are. And therefore, you would find that the successful entrepreneurs are always philanthropists. They always give. For them, profit is a secondary byproduct. What is most important for them is their ability, their potential, their capacity to serve the humanity, to serve the nature, to serve the Mother Earth, to uphold the human values. So, the eighth spiritual law of entrepreneurship is law of serving, sharing, and giving. Now, you cannot do all of this unless you are not truthful, transparent, which means your activities, your businesses, your transactions, your dealings have to work on certain set of principles, values, and ethics. And therefore, logically, the ninth spiritual law of success or successful entrepreneurship is the law of ethical management. How do you manage your enterprise? How do you build your enterprise? Do you have a culture of following ethics, truth, trust, transparency? You are just for a small benefits. Are you taking any shortcuts? If you are, then you are working against the law of ethical management. So be ethical, uphold the values. The profits, abundance will come. It will follow you, because when you value the ethics, the success is attracted towards you. It gets pulled towards you, and you will be bestowed with unlimited success. And then the last law of success, the last law of successful entrepreneurship, or last spiritual law, is law of being spiritual. You would always find that the most successful entrepreneurs are humble, soft-spoken, they are philanthropic, they are always caring about the justice and injustice. They stand with the justice. They serve to the poor. They do a lot of things that normal individuals will not do for others. Being spiritual, they are very simple. Simplicity is a trademark of many, many successful entrepreneurs. They eat simply, they have a simple habits where they don't have to lie. They have an immense sense of gratitude for their own existence. And when you have a raw of spirituality or being spiritual embedded, inculcated within you, it's a circle. You will be bestowed with abundance. When you get bestowed with abundance, the law of attraction will manifest automatically. If the law of attraction manifests automatically, you will be able to create everything that you wish to and desire to create. Therefore, the law of creativity and law of realization will follow soon. Once the law of creativity and realization happens, it empowers you. because you know that you can create anything, you can achieve anything that you truly desire to be and where your passion lies. That gives you a strength and courage to dream in an unlimited way. And unlimited dreams about which you are very passionate will give you the sense of planning and sense of taking urgent actions right here and now. The actions will help you to develop the products, tools and services with which you can serve the people, you can share with the humanity, and you can give it back to Mother Earth. Now, if you are truly doing that and you have achieved so much, then you are following ethical principles, the ethical management practices. And if you are following ethical management practices, then automatically, by nature, by practice, you are a spiritual being. So let's just recap 10 spiritual laws of successful entrepreneurship. Law of abundance, law of attraction, law of creativity and realization, law of empowered self, law of unlimited dreams, law of planning, law of action, law of serving, sharing and giving, law of ethical management, and law of being spiritual self. Wish you a wonderful day ahead and be a successful entrepreneur